is recited about Surah Al-Fatiha and 3 times Surah Al-Ikhlas for Marhuma Sayyedah Ameer Bano, daughter of Syed Mahmood Hussain. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي ليس لأوليته ابتداء ولا لأزليته انقضاء وانحسرت الأوصاف عن كنه معرفته ورضعت عظمته العقول والذي لا تواري عنه سماء سماء ولا أرض أرضا ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على سيد البطحاء سيد المرسلين والأنبياء أبي القاسم محمد المصطفى
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
وعلى الجوهرة القدسية البتول العذراء سيدة النساء فاطمة الزهراء وعلى بعلها أمير المؤمنين وبنيها الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
لا سيما على بقية الله وحجته الكبرى الذي بيمنه رزق الورى وبوجوده ثبتت الأرض والسماء ولولاه لصاحت الأرض بأهلها واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من حين عداوتهم إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم فتلقى آدم من ربه كلمات صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Ta'ziyat and condolences to all of you tonight, because tonight coincides with the martyrdom of Sayyedah Zainab, Qilatu Bani Hashim, Salamullahi alayha.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
14th of Rajab, in the age of 55 years, is when she passed away. And this lady of light is one of the most superior and one of the most unique in the entire history of humankind. One of the aspects which makes her personality uniquely different from others is her defense of walayat of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Throughout the life, Sayyedah Zainab alayhi salam was uniquely defending the Mawla and Wali of her time. And if you look in the hadith of the Holy Prophet, where Prophet teaches us that the most superior woman in Allah ikhtara min al-nisa'i arba'a. Allah has chosen among the women 4. And Prophet talks about Maryam and Asiya and Khadija and Fatima in the hadith. All of them are great, all of them have great attributes, all of them have fada'il and superior attributes for them, all of them were chaste, all of them were close to Allah. Definitely Sayyedah Fatima alayhi salam was the most superior, but the rest were also very great ladies. One of the most significant factors our muhaqqiqeen and research scholars say, the most significant common factor between all the four was defense of the representative of Allah. This is exactly what Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam did in her lifetime, defending Prophet Isa, and this is what Hazrat Asiya salamullah alayha did, defending Prophet Musa, and this is what Hazrat Khadija alayhi salam did, defending the Holy Prophet, and this is what Sayyedah Fatima alayhi salam did to the best extent. And this is what is also shared by Sayyedah Zainab alayhi salam, defending the wali and mawla of her time. In Surah Qasas, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the story of Prophet Musa being, when he commanded the mother of Prophet Musa to put him in that box. So that incident is mentioned in Surah Qasas. And we find that Allah is praising, Allah is mentioning three ladies as role models for us in that surah. The first is the mother of Prophet Musa, and the second is the sister of Prophet Musa, and the third one is the wife of Pharaoh, Asiya alayhi salam. And all these three ladies were playing fundamental role, not on the sidelines, fundamental role in defense of the Prophet and Rasul and Imam. Prophet Musa was an Imam as well. He was, very few prophets had the mansab of Imamat and Walayat alongside the mansab of Nubuwwat and Risalat. Very few of them had. Prophet Musa is one of those few messengers who were not only Rasul and messenger, but also the Wali and Imam of their time as well. So these three ladies playing the fundamental role in defending the Wali and Imam of their time, Prophet Musa. So, so my teacher was saying in his lesson that not only the women have been playing a significant role in defending so-called Abrahamic faiths in the history, but also they were part of the kalimat in terms of the academic sense, ilmi sense. They were part of the juz al-kalimat. They are part of the words of Allah, through which Prophet Adam was saved. This ayat of Holy Quran, فَتَلَقَّى آدَمُ مِنْ رَبِّهِ كَلِمَاتٍ. So we learn from that Prophet Adam received words from his Lord. And these words we know in the tafsir of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, that the tawbah of Prophet Adam was accepted because of the barakat and blessing of Al-Khamsa Al-Tayyiba, Panchtane Pak, the five greatest personalities, Muhammad wa Ali wa Fatima wa Hassan wa Hussain alayhi salam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
So Sayyedah Fatima, according to my teacher, here's the point. Sayyedah Fatima alayhi salam is part of those kalimat. those kalimat, those words that saved Prophet Adam, Sayyidah Fatima is one of those kalimat. She's instrumental in the protection. So, if you look in the story of Prophet Musa, his mother was commanded to breastfeed him, and when you are afraid, the situation gets beyond her control, then just put it in a box and lay him in the river, and obviously Allah is going to protect him. So she did the same till the time arrived that she was afraid that Prophet Musa can be killed, because Pharaoh had been killing countless male babies based on the prophecy of some astronomers in his time that a male child will be born who is going to destroy your kingdom. And he killed thousands and thousands of male babies. Wherever his soldiers found any male child is born, they used to just go and kill the baby. That's it. So thousands were killed. So she was afraid. So what she did, actually the ayat of Quran teaches us that she was about to even disclose, had it not been for Allah to strengthen her heart. So she was protected by Allah not to disclose. If she would have disclosed, Prophet Musa would have been killed long ago. But Allah strengthened the heart. She did not disclose. When she got afraid, she puts Prophet Musa, newborn baby, in a little box. So, and the box was put in the river. The river is flowing towards the palace of Pharaoh. The river is flowing next to the palace of Pharaoh. So a newborn baby needs so much care and so much help and food and milk and all that, right? Regular basis, every few minutes. So a mother has every reason to be anxious about the baby. But then the promise of Allah was giving her the support, where Allah had said that inna raduhu ilayki wa ja'iluhu min al-mursalin. Definitely we are going to return him back to you. It's a promise of Allah that Allah says He is going to return him, the baby, Prophet Musa, back to the mother. wa ja'iluhu min al-mursalin, and make him among the messengers. This is promise of Allah. Strengthened her heart. She did that, and then she asked her daughter, elder sister of Prophet Musa, قصيه. قالت لأخته قصيه. She said to his sister, chase him. Now the Prophet Musa's elder sister called Kulthum, he started to chase Prophet Musa. This fox is driven by the waves of the Nile towards the palace. These are some of those jobs that a man could never have done it. In Islam, there is a significant role. Political and social obligations are the same for men and women. Both have to perform the social and political obligations. And in some of those scenarios, you find a man may not be able to handle certain jobs because simply it would backfire faster and easier against the man. And it works better for a woman to play certain roles. And this is one of those examples. So she's chasing the box, and now the box reaches the palace and reaches home, reaches in the control of the biggest enemy of Prophet Musa on the planet. What was his mother afraid of? Pharaoh may not slaughter him. Now Allah takes Prophet Musa to the Pharaoh, right in the control of the Pharaoh. Everything is in Allah's hands. Everything is in Allah's hands. Sometimes we end up thinking we are calling the shots and we have the control. We have the control for nothing. Whatever we do is because Allah is wishing us to do it. Is if His mashiyat and will and irada and wish is taken away for the fraction of a second, my hand would not move, my eyes cannot move, my ears cannot hear, my leg cannot move, my heart cannot beat. Nothing in the universe can move if the will of Allah is taken away. The real reason and cause behind every cause is the mashiyat and will of Allah, which is based on absolute knowledge and absolute wisdom. That's the cause of all the causes, mashiyat of Allah, Allah's supreme will. So what if Prophet Musa, this baby, is sent by Allah to the staunch enemy, biggest enemy of Allah on earth, Fir'aun, who used to say, there's a God up there, but there's a God on the planet, and I am the bigger God than him. That kind of enemy of Allah. So what? For Allah, everything is doable. Everything is possible for Allah. Nothing is impossible for Allah. Now, again, Pharaoh wanted to kill him. So this is where Hazrat Asiya's role comes in. And she says, La taqtuluhu. Quran narrates in Surah Qasas that she said, La taqtuluhu. Don't kill him. So she's the one who stops Pharaoh from killing Prophet Musa alayhi salam, and maybe we can choose him as our child, because Allah did not give any children to Pharaoh. Pharaoh has no children. So these are all arrangements from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now Pharaoh was convinced when his wife says that he could not oppose his wife, and all the rest of the sons were killed in his empire. The only son that is going to destroy his empire was saved by whom? By the enemy himself. Can you imagine the arrangement of Allah? That the enemy himself is the one who is protecting and defending Prophet Musa, who is the son that is going to destroy his empire later on. And that was the prophecy of the astronomers as well. So this is how Allah does. When He wants to do something, He would do it. So she protects, she defends Prophet Musa. Now comes the turn for breastfeeding this baby, and Quran says, حَرَّمْنَا عَلَيْهِ الْمَرَاضِعَ. We had already made the breast, all those women who breastfeed, their milk were made haram by us upon Musa. So there is no mother on the planet whose milk this baby is going to suck. Allah says, we made it haram. And there were so many women who were brought to try it on, but he refused to drink. When Allah says we made it haram, can you think the baby would drink it? No way. This is where the role of his sister comes in, and his sister says to them that I can guide you towards a family who can sponsor, who can take care of him, and so this is where they had no other option. Obviously, they tried their best through so many other women, but nothing worked. So did they have any option? No. That was the only option open for them. They had to accept it, and they accepted. And now the sister of Prophet Musa is bringing Prophet Musa in her lap back to his mother. This is how Allah fulfilled His promise. Inna radduhu ilayki wa ja'aluhu min al-mursalin. We need to have trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The reason why Nusrat, victory is not arriving for some of our communities in certain countries in the world is because some of our communities are not performing their fariḍa towards Allah. The victory doesn't come from us. We are no one to provide victory for anyone. Victory, Nasrum min Allah. Victory comes from Allah. The reason why Allah is not providing the victory for certain countries is because they are not doing their faridah. As simple as that. So, people ask me, when would there be a change, revolution, a change taking place in the country of Bahrain? I say, when the people want it. As simple as that. Do the people want the change in Bahrain? If they want, the change would happen. And if they do their faridah, Allah's victory will arrive. There were certain people who went to Rahbar and said, if you want, we can give the charge and control of such and such country in your hands in a matter of 3 days. And he said, no, I don't want that. Now, obviously, this is not the right way to superimpose a revolution from the outside on a nation. This is not the way it works in Quran. The people need to have awareness. One of the major wisdoms of intidhar and awaiting for Imam Sahib al-Zaman al-Islam that our scholars talk about is that people's level of awareness is tadriji, is gradual. Why should Allah send Imam Mahdi? He should not. It's wajib for Allah to keep Imam Mahdi in the ghaibat. It's wajib on Allah. That's the justice of Allah. Why should He send? Why? To get killed ahead of the time? Who's going to do the job? Are we prepared? How many people are prepared? People are not prepared. Prophet was prepared, Ahlul Bayt are prepared. When it comes to the Holy Prophet, he receives the entire Quran in one shot on his qalb in the Laylatul Qadr. This is the preparedness of the soul of the Prophet. That's why we call it Inzal al-Quran, right? Descending of something on one shot is called Inzal. And Tanzeel means descending of something gradually. When it comes to the people, Quran is Tanzeel, is revealed in 23 long years, because that's the level of preparedness of the masses. When it comes to the level of preparedness of Rasulullah himself, he receives the whole Quran in one shot in the Laylatul Qadr. No need to wait. His soul is already ready for every noor. So people themselves need to be ready for Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. And the readiness requires, first of all, to negate the taghut. That's the key question where people fall short of doing that. Why should Allah send His wali then? Okay, then we need to learn the harder way. Let the taghut crush us, and let the taghut kill us, and let the taghut injure us, and let the taghut set us on exile, and let the taghut do all those plays. How they are playing with the destiny of Islam in Muslim countries. Let them do. Maybe we learn the harder way, because we are not listening to Najul Balagha. We are not listening to Najul Balagha. We are defining our own policy in the presence of Najul Balagha and Quran. Because we think we are smarter because we have some money. And we need to protect our monetary and worldly interests, right? So, the point that I was mentioning is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings back Prophet Musa through his sister to his mother, and so this is one of those great examples of the political role the women play in Islam. If you look at the Islamic Revolution, the messages of Imam Khomeini that were coming from Paris were being transferred in a large extent, by the women. And those messages were then copied and transferred to various cities and villages to spread the awareness. Because why would people rise up against zulm if they don't have the awareness about their faridah Why would the victory of Allah arrive if the people are not fulfilling their faridah? These are intertwined with each other. The job of the leader is to provide the awareness. Job of the people is to convey the message and spread the awareness. And then do their faridah. And then you find the victory comes. Sayyedah Zainab alayhi salam is one of those great ladies in Islam who did this faridah to the best level possible. And because of her greatness, because of the role she played, because of what she went through, you find what was the level of love that Prophet was displaying towards her right from the beginning. When Sayyedah Zainab was born at that time, Prophet comes at the house of Sayyedah Fatima alayhi salam and asks, "Bring my daughter to me." Prophet said. So Sayyedah Zainab, bring the daughter to me. In other words, Sayyedah Zainab was brought into the lap of the Prophet. And what Prophet did, Prophet hugged this baby. And then he put his cheek over the cheek of Sayyedah Zainab and he started to cry. Right from the birth of Sayyedah Zainab. And Prophet cried so much. He has ilm al-ghaib. Prophet knows all these things, right? All the past, present and the future. Prophet is seeing those things. So Prophet cried so much that his beard became wet with his tears. So much. And then Hazrat Fatima alayhi salam inquires, and Prophet talks about the masa'ib of Sayyedah Zainab alayhi salam. Similar thing, quite similar, happens with Imam Ali alayhi salam when Salman Farsi comes for giving the tabreek and congratulations to Imam Ameer Bano alayhi salam. Imam Ali was crying, and then he recites the masa'ib for Salman about Sayyedah Zainab alayhi salam. This is right from the beginning. And so Sayyedah Zainab is the first and the most significant defender of the walayat of the wali, which is, like I said in the beginning, the common thing between all those four ladies and Sayyedah Zainab alayhi salam, apart from other attributes as well. So Fatima bintul Hussain, daughter of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, there says, "Amma ammati Zainab fa innaha," as far as my aunt Zainab goes, لم تزل فإنها لم تزل قائمة في تلك الليلة. Throughout the night she was up, and talking about the night before Ashura, and في محرابها, standing in her mihrab and altar, تستغيث إلى ربها, doing istighatha, seeking help from Allah. وما هدأت لنا عين ولا سكنت لنا زفرة. So no eye on our side in our camp went to sleep, went to rest. That means all of us were awake throughout the night and everyone was crying. Imam Sajjad alayhi salam says, "Inna ammati Zainab," my aunt Zainab alayhi salam, "kanat tuaddi salawatiha min qiyam." She used to say her prayers in standing. عند مسيرنا من الكوفة إلى الشام, during our trip from Kufa to Sham. وفي بعض المنازل تصلي من جلوس, and in some of those stations she prayed while sitting. That means she could not stand up and pray. She was so weak at that time that she ended up praying her prayers in the sitting position. Some people are rushing towards the masjid, kind of almost like running towards the masjid. And when they come to the masjid and they find a chair, okay, I couldn't find a chair, how can I do my salat? I have to sit and pray. You have been running, almost running towards the masjid, so you can even run, right? Then why in the world you are looking for a chair to pray? It's not allowed for you to sit and pray. It's only allowed when you are unable to stand. If you are unable to stand, you have been running towards the masjid, right? So she was unable to stand. She got so weak that in some of the places was sitting, and praying in a sitting position. Why? لِشِدَّةِ الْجُوعِ وَالضَّعْفِ. Because Imam Sajjad says because of the severe hunger and weakness. منذ 3 ليال, since 3 nights. لأنها كانت تقسم ما يصيبها من الطعام على الأطفال, because she used to distribute the food that she used to receive to the children. لأن القوم, because those أشقياء, those evil enemies, كانوا يدفعون لكل واحد منا رغيفا واحدا من الخبز في اليوم والليلة, because those أشقياء used to give only 1 bread to each person in the day and the night, only 1 bread per day and night. Obviously it's not sufficient for anyone, right? So she used to distribute her food to the children. She had nothing to eat for herself. She goes hungry until the time she became so weak that she started to pray in the sitting position. And now that doesn't stop her from on the front line of defending Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, the Imam of her time. Not only defending Imam Hussain alayhi salam, but she is defending Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. She is defending Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam, who was 3 years old as well in Karbala. Who is defending him? Who is defending the walayat of Allah? Sayyedah Zainab salamullah alayha. Who is defending Tawheed? Defending the Imam and Khalifa of Allah means defending La ilaha illallah, defending Allah's Tawheed. Sayyedah Zainab is responsible for defending Tawheed. And so you saw in the story when Hazrat Kulsum was walking towards the palace of Pharaoh. That's not an easy job. You're going to the biggest enemy, right? And your agenda is to bring the baby back to the mother. That's the agenda of Hazrat Kulsum alayhi salam, right? Now, talking to the Pharaoh to let me bring this baby back to a mother who can breastfeed itself is a big red flag. Because how can that woman breastfeed this baby unless she has given birth to a baby? Isn't it right? Not every woman can breastfeed until you deliver, right? So that is a clear sign that that woman has given birth to the baby. That's why you are taking this baby to him. So this is talking about entering into the red zone of danger. But she didn't care about doing her fariḍa. When it's decided that it's her fariḍa to do the job, she is ready to go ahead and do it. Because talking in front of Fir'aun that I know about a woman who can breastfeed means you know about somebody who has given birth to a baby. And that deserves execution. But she is not afraid. When it's settled that this is your fariḍa, then you have to do it, no matter what the cost. Sayyedah Zainab alayhi salam throughout her life was doing her fariḍa. So when the khiyam, the tents were burnt, and these evil ashqiya entered into the khayma and tent of Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, they were about to kill Imam Sajjad actually. Sayyedah Zainab alayhi salam is the one who protects Imam Sajjad at that occasion. This is one incident of defending Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. Bringing all the children and the women and protecting them. And you know the incident when Sakina bint al-Hussain was missing and she goes towards the Maqtal. Going towards the killers of your entire family, it's not easy for a woman. A lonely woman going in the middle of the night towards the killers. Is that an easy thing in the middle of the night? To find out about Sakina bint al-Hussain? She doesn't care about that. She's the daughter of Ameer Mu'mineen alayhi salam. When he was talking to Imam al-Hassan, Imam Ali said that your father doesn't care. وَقَعَ الْمَوْتُ عَلَيْهِ, whether the death falls upon him or he falls over the death. This is how Imam Ali salam. Wallahi, لَبْنُ أَبِي طَالِبْ آنَسْ بِالْمَوْتِ مِنَ الطِّفْلِ بِثَدْيِ أُمِّهِ. I swear to Allah, the son of Abu Talib, Imam Ali says for himself, the son of Abu Talib is more familiar and ma'nus towards death than a baby towards the breast of its mother. Imam Ali is so much familiar towards death. She's the daughter, Sayyedah Zainab is the daughter of Imam Ali alayhi salam. So, upon the martyrdom of Imam Hussain, the narrator, this narrator is not a Shia. He's not even a Muslim guy. We don't call those Ashqiya to be Muslims. He's part of the Ashqiya. One of the Ashqiya is narrating this narration. So this is how the enemy narrates about Sayyedah Zainab, that I saw Zainab bint Aliyin. I saw Zainab, daughter of Ali, who came at the time of the martyrdom of Imam Hussain, her brother, and she said, Ya Muhammad, banatuka sabaya wa zurriyatuka muqattala tusfa alayhim rih as-sabah. O Muhammad, Ya Muhammadah, O Muhammad, that your daughters are captives and your lineage has been killed, and the wind is blowing over them. Madzuzur ra'se min al-qafa. That means this is Imam Hussain alayhi salam, who is Imam Hussain alayhi salam's throat has been cut from the back side of the throat. Maslubul amamate wa rida, and his amama and his rida has been stolen, taken away. So this is how she's, بأبي من فسطاته مقطع العراء بأبي من لا غائب فيرتجى ولا جريح فيداوى. May my father be sacrificed on the one who has no one missing to be waited for. All of them got killed. You are not waiting for anybody. Everyone else got killed. And ولا جريح فيداوى. There is no sick, there is no injured person remaining, so you expect his treatment. No, there is no injured person. Everybody got killed. So this is how Sayyedah Zainab alayhi salam, nafsi lahu al-fida, bi'abi al-mahmum hatta qada. May my father be sacrificed on the person who is so sorrowful until he was in the state of sorrow until he was killed. He got killed. Bi'abi al-atshan hatta mada. May my dad be sacrificed on that person who was thirsty till he died, till the last breath of his life he was thirsty. بأبي من شيبه تقطر بالدماء. May my father be sacrificed on that. She's talking about Imam Hussain alayhi salam, whose beard was dripping with blood. شيبه تقطر بالدماء. بأبي من جده محمد المصطفى. May my father be sacrificed on that personality whose grandfather is Muhammad al-Mustafa. بأبي من جده رسول إله السماء. His grandfather is the messenger of the God of the heaven. بأبي من هو سبط نبي الهدى. بأبي محمد المصطفى. بأبي خديجة الكبرى. بأبي علي المرتضى. بأبي فاطمة الزهراء. And سيدة النساء. بأبي من ردت له الشمس حتى صلى. This is how she's. And then this narrator says, فأبكت والله كل عدو وصديق. When Sayyedah Zainab said that, he made everyone cry, including the enemies were crying. The enemies narrating that she made with her statement even every enemy and friend to cry. Look at how much she is defending Imam Hussain, protecting, telling the haqq in face of the ashqiya and zalimeen. When the caravan moves towards Kufa, and Ibn Ziyad is sarcastic, and he said to him, how did you kayfa wajadti sun Allah bi akhiq? How did you find what Allah did towards your brother? And this is where Sayyedah Zainab said, Wallahi ma ra'aytu illa jamilan. I did not find except beauty. This is the jamal and beauty of Allah. So obviously these personalities went towards their martyrdom and shahadat. At the time of the shahadat and martyrdom of Ameer Mu'mineen, before that she asked him to tell about the incidents that are going to happen. And Imam Ali alayhi salam says that Innaki wa banat ahliki la sabaya bihadal balad. Definitely you and the daughters of your family will be captives in this city. And adillah, in the state of humiliation, khasha'een, in the state of fear, and fasabran. She asked Sayyedah Zainab to do sabr. When the caravan was moving, from Medina, Sayyedah Zainab moving from Makkah, Sayyedah Zainab came to Imam Hussain and said that I heard somebody, Al-Hatif Al-Ghaibi, somebody from the unseeable world announcing this announcement. Sayyedah Zainab said to Imam Hussain, Ala ya aynu fahtafili bijuhdi wa man yabki ala shuhada'i ba'di ala qawmin tasuquhum al-manaya bimiqdarin ila injazi wa'di. So this is talking, who is going to cry? Oh, who is going to cry over, on the martyrs after me, and over the people whom the death is taking them. They are being taken away by the death. That means they are moving towards their death, and to fulfill the promise in Jaze Wa'di. This is where Sayyedah Zainab alayhi salam, when she arrives, the caravan arrives in Karbala, she says that this Maidan, this Sahara, this place, in other words, is scary. And this is where my Mawla Imam Hussain told her the story that when Imam Hussain was crossing Karbala with his father Imam Ali alayhi salam, and they stopped at this place, and Imam Ali said that I saw a dream, that this place is a river, in other words, a full river of blood, and my son Hussain is drowning in that river. My son Hussain is drowned in that river, and he's calling for help, and nobody comes forward to help him. And this is where my Mawla turns to Imam Hussain and said, what are you going to do at that time? Imam Hussain replies back, I'll do sabr at that time. So this is the story of Imam al-Hussain with Imam Ali alayhi salam. And now when Sayyedah Zainab reaches in Kufa, and these people were distributing the dates and insulting the Ahlul Bayt, where sadaqah is haram on them, she recites the sermon, which is one of the greatest sermons in Islam ever. Alhamdulillah, and she says, "Wassalatu ala Abi Muhammad wa alihi at-tayyibin al-akhyar," and then she says, "Amma ba'd, ya ahl al-Kufati, ya ahl al-Khatl wal-Ghadr wal-Khazl." This is how she is openly condemning those people who have gathered to see the daughters of Ali and Fatima without the hijab. What a shame on those people some people are lined up on both sides of the street. Some people are standing on the rooftops to see the daughters of Ali and Fatima without hijab. What a shame on those people. But she's not silent. She is speaking up and condemning the behavior of these people. These are the people who sent their men to kill Imam Hussain. This was the army of Kufa primarily. So this is how Sayyedah Zainab is constantly defending. And the caravan reaches a place, Qasr al-Ajuza. Qasr al-Ajuza, the palace of an old woman. They stopped with the head of Imam Hussain at a place called Qasr al-Ajuza. There was a big house, an old woman was living there, and the old woman stepped out of her house, and look at the evilness of this woman. Without even asking who is this, or without even respecting Imam al-Hussain, she started to scratch the face of Imam Hussain with her hand. When Sayyedah Zainab asked about her, who is she? And they told this is such and such name of this woman. She cursed that woman. Sayyedah Zainab curses that woman and says, Allahumma ahriq alayha qasraha binar ad-dunya qabla nar al-akhirah. Oh my Lord, burn down her house upon her with the fire of dunya before the fire of akhirat. As soon as the words were said by Sayyedah Zainab, Allah sent a fire, and the whole house of that woman was burnt down with the fire. This is the walayatul takminiya of Sayyedah Zainab. How much she is defending, in every step she is defending. Even in the darbar of Ibn Ziyad la'natullahi alayh, when he was about, according to some narrations, he was trying to kill Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. Sayyedah Zainab, hugs Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, his brother's son, hugs him to protect Imam Sajjad alayhi salam from getting killed. This is how she has been doing throughout the life. She has been protecting the wali and mawla. And after, at the time of the departure, vida of Imam Hussain, Sayyedah Zainab was crying. Imam Hussain was also crying at that time. She asked Imam Hussain, why are you crying? And Imam Hussain said, she said, may Allah not make your eye cry. And Imam Hussain replies, كيف لا أبكي وعما قليل تساقون بين العذاب. Why should I not cry? Then after a short while, you people will be taken, dragged among the enemies. It's very painful, brothers and sisters, if you are taken in front of your enemy and your enemy captures you, the killers of Imam Hussain capture you and insult you. It's very, very painful. Imam Hussain was crying. And Sayyedah Zainab alayhi salam was so upset at that occasion. The narration says Imam Hussain put his hand over the chest of Sayyedah Zainab. This is the mu'jiza of Imam Hussain. He puts his hand over the chest of Sayyedah Zainab, and the ihtirab and the anxiousness of Sayyedah Zainab stopped. She did not become muhtariba and anxious after that. This is the miracle of Imam Hussain. And then later on, she said to Imam Hussain that Mahlan ya akhi tawaqqaf. Wait a moment, my brother, stop. Hatta atazawwad minka, so I can see you properly. La tulaqi ba'dahu. After that, you're not going to meet me. You're not going to meet me. She wants to see Imam Hussain properly once more further. Because after that, Imam Hussain is going to be gone. She started to kiss the hand of Imam Hussain, the narration says. And she kissed the neck of Imam Hussain. Imam Hussain started to kiss the hands of Sayyedah Zainab. These are the hands where the ropes will be tied. Imam Hussain said to her, أخي إيتيني بثوب عتيق لا يرغب فيه أحد أجعله تحت ثيابي لئلا أجرد بعد قتلي. My dear sister, bring me that old and articulate dress that I can wear under my clothes, cloth, so my body doesn't become bare after I get killed. She brings that cloth that was transferred through Sayyidah Fatima to Sayyedah Zainab. Imam Hussain wore that shirt, and then he went there. Sayyedah Zainab is now protecting and defending all the Ahl al-Haram. All the Ahl al-Haram are being protected by her, and she's the one who protects everyone. The Fatima bint al-Hussain says, one of the Ashqiya was running behind me to take away our hijab, and this Shaqi was running with the spear behind me, and he poked the spear to take the hijab, and she fell down. Fatima bint al-Hussain fell down and she became unconscious, and when she opens up her eyes, she sees her head is in the lap of Sayyedah Zainab. Who is protecting and defending Sayyedah Zainab? She's holding the head of Fatima bint al-Hussain. When she opens up the eyes, she asks the first question from her aunt Sayyedah Zainab, where's my hijab? And she replies, Ammatuki misluki. That means your aunt is similar to you. Hijab of everyone has been taken away, in other words. Ala la'natullah ala al-qawm al-zalimin. وَسَيَعْلَمُ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَيَّ مَنْقَلَبٍ يَنْقَلِبُونَ إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. إلهي بحق الزهراء وأبيها وبعلها وبنيها والسر المستودع فيها. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين واخذل الكفار والمنافقين. اللهم انصر من نصر الدين واخذل من خذل المسلمين. اللهم انصر واحفظ وأيد علماءنا الربانيين ومراجعنا الربانيين، لا سيما الولي الفقيه قائد المسلمين. اللهم انصر جيوش المسلمين وعساكر الموحدين. اللهم فك عن الأسراء المسلمين. اللهم وفقنا لما تحب وترضى، وعجل في فرج مولانا صاحب الزمان، واجعلنا من أنصاره وأشياعه وأتباعه وأعوانه بجاه محمد وآله الطاهرين. Please recite one Surah Al-Fatiha and 3 times Surah Al-Ikhlas for Marhuma Sayyedah Ameer Bano, daughter of Syed Mahmood Hussain.
غير المغضوب